It was yet another dramatic 2 days in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. The court sat on Monday to decide on new dates, but was marred by Advocate Teffo Malesela's submissions that were not admitted due to failure to follow procedure. The trial will sit on the 12th of July for arguments on Advocate Teffo's application for a jurisdiction, while the trial will resume on the 5th of September. Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi reports.
This week, the trial kicked off with a much-anticipated response from the Director of Public Prosecution in the South Gauteng Division on the status of the second docket, which implicates singer Kelly Khumalo and 6 others who were in the house when Meyiwa was shot.
This office did not make any decision or otherwise regarding the case docket. Number 3, my lord, the alleged documents do not have any status as such was an internal opinion from a junior state advocate which was without merit.
Advocate Malesela lambasted the state, saying prosecution put the trial to shame for failure to disclose this docket before the start of the trial. She said this led to a delay in the continuation of the trial. Lawyers for accused number 1 to 4 were the only ones who had received the docket prior to the start of the trial. The state hit back on Monday, saying Advocate Malesela had actually received the docket.
The trial started, my lord, on the 11th of April. When the trial started, the state had not disclosed to me the existence of this docket. And now the state is lying to say, I said to this court, I know about this second docket.
While Malesela had received a letter from the Director of Public Prosecution in the South Gauteng Division on Tuesday, she then placed on record some of the particulars she would also require.
I am asking for an order directing the DPP South Gauteng to give clarity, my lord, since Exhibit C1 refers to a junior who has made an opinion. C1, my lord.
Yes.
Refers to a junior who has made an opinion. Then now the DPP South Gauteng is the head of the office now. Then he must give clarity on the decision, if there is any, that has been made under the case, docket case 375, my lord. Because, my lord, I see that if it's referring to the junior, it means there is someone superior who has to make a final decision. And in case of in respect of this letter, it is the DPP himself. The reason why, my lord, I'm seeking for that clarity regarding a final decision under the case docket 275/01/2019, it's because when we come back in the main trial, my lord, I want to know the status of the people mentioned in Exhibit C, my lord, whether they will be coming to testify as suspect witness or as accused witness.
Tuesday's proceedings also got off to another dramatic start, with Advocate Teffo, representing accused number 1 to 4, making explosive revelations.
Advocate Malesela was in possession of 375 as early as January 2020. Mr. Chauke has just been disingenuous. Vincent Nsuke is not a junior state advocate, he's a senior. He's at the High Court. Kelly Khumalo could have been arrested together with 5 accused on the 26th of October 2020.
But these could not be advanced and only landed him in hot water with presiding judge Chipiwa Maumela for failing to follow legal procedure.
You as an advocate cannot come here and give evidence. And you say you are giving background, yet you are giving details and names and all that. And I'm also concerned now that the fact that I'm listening to you may give you an impression that I'm going to do something with the information you are giving me. Yet we have agreed that Advocate Mshololo will complete what she is doing, and when she has done that, you will have all the time to say what you need to say. And it is amounting to another disturbance of Advocate Mshololo.
While the lawyer for accused number 5, Advocate Zandile Mshololo, said she would need time to study the second docket in preparation for cross-examination, this clashed with the wishes of lawyers for accused number 1 to 4. They believed that Mshololo would not need much time to go through the docket. In fact, they say a lengthy postponement would infringe on their client's rights to a speedy trial. In a number of submissions, they also seek to challenge the jurisdiction of this court in hearing the matter.
This is very unfair, my lord, and it is unprecedented into our law that when a counsel for another accused is in the middle of cross-examination, another counsel will bring an application, whether it's on jurisdiction or whether it's on constitutional violation, my lord. But the 10, as the court has been repeating, that the 10 for my learned friend is coming, my lord. But at this time, he ought to have respected me and afforded me an opportunity to finish my cross-examination before he could bring the submissions he has made, my lord. And on that point, my lord, the fact that we have sat down and not objected to the submissions made, it does not necessarily mean that what has happened is right. It is wrong in law. It is unprocedural, whether objected or not objected, and it's inadmissible before this court. And it's a waste of time, my lord.
Not backing down, Advocate Teffo was adamant that his clients would be prejudiced.
Your Lordship, as we say, Your Lordship, and the Holy Book says, you see the stick in your brother's eye, while there's a block in your eye. This is what is happening with the DPP. He's the last person they can talk about the procedure. But Loyi, there's a corruption happening in the office of DPP. Why we have the 2 dockets today?
Which means you have many points for appeal. If the wrong decision is taken, you have so many. You are not wanting. And in the way things happen here, even if it's very unfair, the procedure binds us to hold back and wait for the right time. If we are practicing law, unless we are practicing something else.
I've heard that my learned colleague, in particular, Mshololo, has been so sarcastic. One can be sarcastic as much as she wants. I'm not interested in that, sarcasm. I'm interested in fighting the constitutional rights of my client, 1 to 4, in this court. Because they are before this court unprocedurally.
Judge Maumela ruled in favor of Advocate Mshololo for a postponement, saying some of the things he had to weigh was accused number 1 to 4's rights to a speedy trial and accused number 5's right to a fair trial. Legal representatives will now use the time during this postponement to exchange papers of Advocate Malesela Teffo's intended application to challenge the jurisdiction, and will be back in court on the 12th of July for arguments. Trial will resume on the 5th of September, where Advocate Mshololo for accused number 5 will continue with cross-examination based on the second docket. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mnisi.